So let us discuss about modified de jure method. Modified de jure method is the method which is modified from de jure method. It's the modification of de jure method. That's why it is called modified de jure method. It is more practical approach over de facto and de jure method. It is considered more practical, and this census technique has been practiced in various countries in the world, including Nepal. In Nepal since 1952 or 54 AD. That means in this census, it took in 1952. The census was conducted in the eastern part, and up till 54, it was conducted to the western part. That's why it was conducted from 52 to 54. All the succeeding, that means all the census that has been taken in Nepal so far since 1950 to 54 AD. So all these census are conducted by modified de jure method. So here are the features of census. You can go through it. Census covers all well-defined territory. That means a fixed area of a country or fixed territory. Yes, and it is conducted by the nation or government, and it provides the first-hand data. So information collected under census. So UNO has prescribed a list of information to be collected during census. In that list, so what must be there in geographical characteristics? Now be careful, it might be important for MCQ. The question may ask you like this: what are the things that are included in geographical characteristics during census? So you have to write place of residence, duration of stay in the present place of residence, place of birth, working place. These all lie in geographical characteristics of census. And similarly, personal and household characteristics includes age, sex, language, religion, ethnicity, nationality, education qualification, marital status, number of children ever born, and number of children at present, relation with the household head. These are the things included in personal and household characteristics. Similarly, economic characteristics includes occupation or profession, employment status, and main source of income. So here are the merits or advantage of census and disadvantage of census. Advantage of census are census data provides national data bank. It can be used for research studies. It is useful to maintain voters list. Yeah, it is most important source of population statistics, and it has got disadvantage as well. There are the demerits or dark side of census. The first one is census is more expensive in comparison to other kind of data collection method. It cannot provide population data on yearly basis. Like census was conducted in 2068, and we are still saying the population of Nepal is 26494,504. Do you think that still the population of Nepal is like that, which was before 10 years? Not exactly. It has been changed, isn't it? But we are taking the same data. So that is the disadvantage of census. There is a delay in publication of final report. It takes time to collect, to process the data. That's why poor quality of data and more errors than in sample survey. We will read sample survey. Whenever you read sample survey, then you will realize this point. All right, so vital registration system. So vital events includes birth, death, migration, marriage, divorce, or diverse, some say diverse, etc. They are called vital events. So the systematic and scientific process of recording vital events of our life in local administrative units, that is called vital registration system. Nepal has started registration of vital events from 2053 Baisakh 1st. Vital events should be registered within 35 days. Yes, within 35 days in local administrative units according to the legal provision of Nepal. Since 1st Baisakh 2047 BS, vital registration system has been carried out in all 75 districts under the Ministry of Local Development. So this, whatever the information you have just listened about vital registration system, these things are very much important for very short question or MCQs. See this carefully. Okay, take a screenshot. All right, now here are the characteristics of vital registration system. You just go through it. You have to read this. It's a primary source of population data, important tool for studying the dynamics of population. Under this system, every event is required to fill up the certain form. Generally, advanced and developed countries have used this source as in a more systematic way. Yes, because we can collect lots of information from vital registration system also. So what things are included, what informations are collected under vital registration in Nepal? So only birth, death, migration, divorce and marriage are recorded in vital registration system in Nepal. So what informations are related to are recorded in related to death? And is the no, the first one here must be birth. Okay, here must be birth, so it's by mistake it's written death over here. So new name of newborn baby, you correct it. So it's not information related to death, it's information related to birth. But the second one is information related to death, it's correct. And information related to marriage, these are the things collected. And information related to divorce, these are the things. And information related to migration, these are the things. You can read it yourself by pausing the video. Now, advantage or merits of vital registration system: it is a reliable source of population data. It makes easy to know the future trend of population. So what is the number of birth, isn't it? All these things can be analyzed from there. And it helps to make policy makers to plan for future. It is an important tool for studying population dynamics. So disadvantage of vital registration can be pointed as only limited demographic characteristics are recorded, and the data from vital registration system cannot be alternative to census data. So these are the limitations or demerits of vital registration system. Now talking about sample survey. This is a very short and sweet definition of sample survey. Sample survey is a survey which is carried out using sampling method. So in sample survey information is collected from sample population. The country like Afghanistan, which is a SAARC country, here census has not been conducted yet. Population data are being collected through sample survey. Okay, other things you can read yourself. The advantage of sample survey: it's a depth study of some special aspect of population is possible in sample survey. The quality of data obtained through a sample survey is better than obtained from census. That is why it is better than census. It is a modern and scientific method of data collection, and it requires less number of manpower. Similarly, there are the demerits. It can never take place either of a census or VRS. Per unit cost is much high as compared to that of census, and it may not represent the entire population perfectly, and it is not possible to conduct continuously like vital registration system. So the records that are kept by the institutions or organization for their own purpose are called administrative records. You can see the examples over here, merits and demerits. You can just pause the video and you just read it yourself. Okay, this is the just revision to revise you, to help you to make better preparation. You can read it yourself. And about population register also, read it yourself. Okay, so these are the primary source of population data we have discussed, and secondary source includes journal, books, population monograph, statistical books, reports, etc. We will not discuss about them in detail. We just know the name or examples of secondary source of population data. Now here are the factors affecting population change. They are social factor, economic factor, and environment factor. So in fact these are the factors affecting fertility. So it's missing over there, so just read them as factors affecting fertility or birth. So social factors affecting fertility are lack of education, early marriage, polygamy, importance of son, family structure, infant mortality rate, high infant mortality rate, poor status of women. So up to here we have explained in class. And economic factors: economic condition, poverty, occupation, unemployment. And environment factors includes climate. So up to here we have read in this first term. So let me explain about the social factors, because from social factor the question may come like how lack of education helps in affects fertility, because these are the social factors affecting fertility. All right, so how early marriage affects fertility, how polygamy affects fertility. So similarly other questions can be asked. So let me explain lack of education. So because of illiteracy or lack of education, people, they consider that their children are the gift of God, And even illiterate people, they think that if they can give away their daughter before her first menstruation, then they get salvation, or the door of heaven will be open for them. And moreover, the illiterate people, they don't know the advantage, the disadvantage of having more children as well, isn't it? That's why this lack of education causes increase in population. And moreover, we can say that the illiterate people, they are not familiar with the family planning measures as well. That's why they are not adapting, they may not adapt that. That is the reason why it increases population. So lack of education, which is a social factor for increasing population, or we can say in this way, lack of education increases fertility. Now early marriage, the age between 15 to 49 years of female is considered as reproductive age. And when a female is married in her early age, that means at okay, we can say 11 years old, 12 years old, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever. In fact, marriage should be done after 20 years. So marriage which is done before 20 years is regarded as early marriage. And because of illiteracy, people or parents, they believe that if they could give away their daughter before her first menstruation, then the door of heaven will open for them, or they believe that they will get salvation, or पुण्यको काम हुन्छ भन्ने विश्वास राख्छन्. So as early marriage increases the fertility period of female, and there will be high chances of giving more birth, so early marriage also increases fertility. Now comes polygamy. Polygamy means when a person gets married to more than two females at a single time, then that is called polygamy. So there is the practice of polygamy in our society. So whenever a single person gets married with two or more women at a time, then obviously he will have more children, and this will also help to increase fertility. So next one is the importance of son. So our society is a patriarchal society, and if the person don't have son, then he will be people will have negative comments on him as well, him or her, because according to our culture, son are required for conducting the rituals after the death, isn't it? And to give continuity to the race of the family, son is important in our society. And that is why people give importance to son. And if they are giving birth to daughters, they keep on giving birth to more number of children in search of son. That is why this is also one of the cause of increasing fertility. Next one is that family structure. So basically people who live in joint family, they have got big family, and the newly married couples, whenever they give birth to the children, then they don't have much responsibility to look after, because there are other family members, grandparents, uncle, aunts, big brothers, sisters, isn't it? So they will take care of the newly born baby. That's why the couple don't have much burden. So they get inspired to give more birth, we can say. So it helps to increase fertility. High infant mortality rate, it also increases fertility, because when there is high infant mortality rate, then the couples may not be sure that their child will survive, isn't it? So if there is high infant mortality rate, they give birth to more number of children, thinking that if some will die, then other rest will be survive, and they will be helping them, they will be their support in their old age as well. So thinking that they will give birth to more number of children, and this is the reason why high infant mortality rate also helps to increase the population. And next one is the poor status of women. Basically in Nepalese society, which is a patriarchal society, women are bounded within the four walls of the house, and they are forced to do household activities only, and they are not given equal opportunities to participate in community or social work, or in politics, or in other income generating activities, isn't it? So the situation of female is pathetic, and early marriage and gender discrimination is uh, existing in the society, and because of which the women, they are illiterate, and they get married in their early age, and they are bounded within the household activities. These are the reasons why it is promoting high fertility. That's why you can say poor status of women is also one of the cause of uh, causing high fertility rate. So these are the things which we have read till this term. Have your good preparation, as I have told you that the topics which are very much important, so you prepare accordingly. And have a look. This is important for you. You can take a screenshot and read it. Differences between de facto method and de jure method of census. This one is also important for you. The social factors which I have already explained, you can read this also. If you have forgot that, you can take a screenshot of it. Yes, this also, just take a screenshot of it, and this one. So from here also very short question or subjective question can be asked. Okay, students, have a nice preparation. All the best. Thank you. Bye bye.